Hello everyone and welcome back to this channel. In this tutorial I'm gonna show you how I made this cardigan like Marinière style with laces, and let's get right into it. So I use a 5mm crochet hook with cotton recycled yarn. So we begin with chain 82, and at the end a slip stitch. Make sure your chain is not twisted, and slip stitch on the very first chain we made. After that, we're gonna begin row 1 with chain 3, then double crochet on the next stitch, and then again double crochet, and then chain 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, and skip 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna double crochet on the 8th, and then another double crochet, and a third one, and you repeat that 7 chain and 3 double crochet throughout all the circle. At the end, we're gonna make the last 7 chains, skip 7, and then normally there should be 2 stitches left in which we're gonna put 2 double crochets to complete the circle. One and the second, and we're gonna slip stitch on the top chains of the first row, and then we finish the first row, then chain 3, and you do exactly the same as previously. We're gonna double crochet on top of the double crochets of the previous row. And then after the 16 rows, here we're gonna begin the body with a chain of 40. At the end of chain of 40, we're gonna begin the next row with chain 3, actually chain 2, because 3 chains will be the first double crochet, and then double crochet and double crochet again, and then chain 7, skip 7, and 3 double crochet, and we repeat the pattern we just saw since the beginning, and we're gonna use the same pattern just as usual shown on the banner above. So double crochet, and then when we reach the pit, we're gonna double crochet on the chain of the previous row, so just where we started, the chain of 40, then double crochet on the next, and then we follow the sleeve just as previously, and we meet again at the pit. I'm gonna show you. Then we arrive at the pit again, and then we double crochet on the, just like before, the first one, double crochet on the second one, and the third we're gonna just double crochet on the same spot as the other ones here. So on the chain of 3 of the previous row still, and then we keep on doing that. So when we go on the other panel, we're gonna double crochet just on the same spot as the ones on the opposite, like on the chain in the same stitch. First one, second, and third. So here we reach the very end. You're gonna just flip your work, chain 3, and then crochet on the middle, a double crochet of the previous row, and then the third, and then you keep on doing that for the next 13 rows. In total of 14 rows. So here we're gonna just make half of the back panel. So just until we reach the middle here. And then we reach the middle here, you're just gonna flip your work and then chain 3 and go back to the bottom again, and then we're gonna do that for 5 rows in total. So here we go. Here we're gonna add 80 chains, and then chain 1, we're gonna make the border, and we're gonna single stitch in every stitch until we reach the collar, that's how you call it. The top of the neck, and here we're gonna single stitch on the side, double stitch, and another one, and then single stitch on the link in between the 2 side stitches, and then 2 single stitch on the side, and then 1 on the link of the 2 rows, and then single stitch again, 2 single stitch on the side row, and then 1 on the link of the 2 rows, and then 2 single stitch on the side row again, and 1 on the link, and 2 last ones on the side double stitch, and then you keep on single stitch on every stitch of the other side of the cardigan. So there, single stitch until you reach the very end. Here you're gonna flip your work, chain 1, and back loop slip stitch. So here back loop slip stitch on 21 stitches until you reach where you want to put your first lace. So you can do it wherever you want, but I put it in the middle here. And then when you reach the first double crochet, you're gonna chain 44, and here you're gonna skip 4 stitches and then slip stitch back on the lace, slip stitch until you reach the very root of this lace, slip stitch. You don't need to care about back loop or front loop, you just slip stitch on the same spot of each stitch. And then here you have a lace and skip one stitch, and then on the next one, back loop, slip stitch, and you do 29 more to make another lace. So you can just count, or do like me, put a stitch marker where you want to put your lace so it is symmetrical, and then you can check the number of stitches if it's correct. And then here we finished, slip stitch one, chain one, then slip stitch one and two to go back to the other side of this border, and then we can continue on our work. Chain three, double crochet, double crochet, and we keep on doing the same pattern for 14 rows again to make the other side, the other half of the body of the cardigan. So we finish chain 7, skip 7, and then double crochet again. So here are my medias. If you feel like so, talk to me, talk crochet to me. And then you do it, you keep on doing that until you reach the other side, and the other side for 13 rows, and here. So finish the 13 rows, and we're gonna merge this row to close our work. So we're gonna close it until this fourth line here. We're gonna chain 2, and we're gonna work on the wrong side. So where you are now should be on the back when you're crocheting, like this, and make sure it's not twisted. So we're gonna double crochet on the opposite side on the very first stitch, and then here I call it a decrease, but it's actually not really a decrease. I'm gonna show you why. So you're gonna make double crochet unfinished. When you pull the second, you're not pulling all the loops, so you pull the first one exactly the same, but the second one would be like just a chain, and then here you pull the 2 last loops into the first one. So you're gonna double crochet on the back, pull through 2, and then pull through 1. You're gonna do the same on front, pull through 2, pull through 1, and then pull the 2 last on the first one. Then you chain 7. I don't know if that stitch has been called yet. I don't know who used it first or who may. I just thought it would be, it gives the result I wanted, so that's why I used it here. Just do as I show actually, and then you keep on doing that. Just follow the banner above, and then here, reaching the pit, we're gonna divide it by 2 to make the sleeve hole. So there you actually divide it just like in the beginning. Then we do the whole sleeve opening, and then at the end we just slip stitch on the very last decrease, then chain 3, and then you keep on doing that just like the first sleeve. You just go 16 rows, but before that you need to put your work back on the right side before continuing on the sleeve number 2. You go 16 rows, just like for the first one, and then you finished. Thank you so much to have watched this video until the end, and I hoped you liked it. And yeah, mind to subscribe if you want to have another tutorial next week, and follow my medias if you want to talk, if you want to see all my other projects, and comment if it was not clear enough, or if you want some other information. Thank you, and bye.